Now that we've talked about how things work here and what we'll be doing in our sessions, I want to get a little more information from you and seeing how you felt about things. Okay? Because I know you don't exactly want to be here, and CPS is the one that sent you. So, what do you feel like you can get out of this since we're going to be meeting anyways?
I feel that, I just don't know why CPS would think I'm a bad mom. I mean, I whooped my child, and my mom whooped me, and I'm pretty sure her mom whooped her. I don't really see the issue. I feel like if I'm going to get something out of it, I want it to be about me, not about my parenting skills.
Well, how about maybe improving some things about yourself? Is there anything you'd like to improve about yourself?
Well, sometimes I feel like I can get really irritated. There's this guy I've been seeing, and we get into fights all the time. All the time. And I like him and I care about him, but, he just gets on my nerves, and then, like, we fight. And, like, when we fight, like, I cuss at him. Sometimes I hit him. Sometimes he hits me. And so it's just very hard for me to, just kind of control myself. And I feel like I've been like that around other people, too.
So maybe learning some coping techniques to help with your anger, and that way you don't get upset so easily. Do you think that would be beneficial to yourself?
I think it would help. I just wanted to, I wanted to be realistic, because somebody told me I can breathe deeply. That don't work for me, because if I do that, I'm gonna just get more mad.
Well, a lot of the coping skills sound stupid and cheesy. I'll be honest with you, they do. But sometimes when you use them, it does help. Like the deep breathing, it does help some people. But you gotta do it when I say, like, when you're down here. That means when you're not that anxious, you're not that upset. When you're already full speed ahead, it's not gonna help so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just throw it out the window at that point. So maybe learning actually how to use those when you start feeling it on, feeling it coming on. I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because usually when I get mad, like, I can just feel myself getting hot, and then I'll just kind of black out, and I'll just go off,
See, that's a good thing, though. You know kind of when you're getting triggered and what those signs are, and we can look more into that. So we can identify some of the things that trigger you and how to help you cope with those things, which will kind of lead to you not getting so angry.
Okay.
So let's write that down as part of some goals. Like, let's put the first one is to learn your triggers. And this is in order to, like I said, kind of reduce that anger buildup. When you can identify it, then you can learn how to help yourself. So let's say learn your triggers, and from there we'll learn some coping strategies. And overall, when you learn how to cope with things, it's going to help you be a better person, be a better mom, friend, all that kind of stuff. It's going to flow into other stuff in your life.
And speaking of friends, I feel like because of the way I act, like how I get angry and stuff, I have a hard time making friends. And like right now, I don't have anybody, and I definitely want to, have like a girlfriend I can call on and talk to when I'm feeling upset. Because sometimes I feel like I bottle in that emotion, and it just gets to me, and sometimes I get depressed. I think another goal I would like to do is learn how to meet friends and kind of keep them.
So we refer that as peer support, like having the social supports in your life. You want to be able to talk to somebody. If you're pissed off and angry, you want to be able to get on the phone and call them. And that actually will help reduce some of those things that are going on in your life too. So we can work on that. So I'm going to put on here working on social supports. And we'll get into more later about exactly what that is. So it can be more than a friend. It could be other people in your life. So working on social support. Would you say meeting new friends?
Yeah, because it's awkward, you know? I mean, I'm old, so I can't just be going up to people and be like, oh, you want to be my friend? I feel like, you know, mostly like in this, you know, my neighborhood, like you grow up with those people. And the people I grew up with, like, they ain't nothing. Like, I feel like, you know, they went to school, like high school, some of them dropped out, now people are into drugs, or, you know, they just not good to be around.
So maybe making new friends that are positive.
Yeah, I feel like if I had that, I would, you know, stay on track. I would have some, another outlet.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody out of those old friends that you still talk to?
I mean, I had this friend named Tiffany, and Tiffany, like, we would hang out, but I feel like she did something shady to me. And when I say shady, I mean, like, you know, usually how we do that, we say, like, they did something behind my back that was, like, backstabbing.
Okay.
And I talked to her probably about, like, a year ago, but I ended up cussing her out and got mad with her.
So is that a friendship you'd like to work on, or one that you're just done with at this point?
I'm done with her. I just want, you know, to meet new people.
Okay, so we can work on meeting new friends that are going to be a positive person in your life, such as like where to meet them.
Yeah, because I don't want to be awkward, Miss Nicole. Like, I don't want to be, you know, going to the club and be like meeting. You know, it's just awkward.
Yeah. So we could talk about like where to meet them.
Yeah.
And
maybe one of them group things, you know?
Yeah, even the how. And we do have some groups that we have on a weekly basis, and some of them are doing some art, learning how to express your emotions through art. And we also have a recovery zone, which is on Fridays from 11 to 4, and you do all types of things. Sometimes they do guitar lessons, beading, poetry readings. They even have a day where they just do some coloring. But it's a way to meet new people and develop good, healthy relationships.
Okay.
So also put a note, you know, maybe some groups. Is there anything else that comes to mind that you'd like to work on?
Well, I think another thing, like, I've been kind of letting myself go as far as, like, you know, getting, like, regular checkups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have Medicaid, but they took that away from me, like, once my youngest son was born.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I want to get that checked out because I've been having issues, you know, like woman issues, that I want to get checked out.
All right. So it sounds like we need to locate some resources for you.
Do y'all do housing?
There are some things that are available. We might not have anything with our clinic, but there's resources out there that we can reach out to and see what they have going on.
Okay.
Sometimes you can apply for the housing list for your county.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Bexar County. We can apply and see what they have going on. And then there's like also the San Antonio Housing Authority. So those wait lists are like a long time. So we'll look also into alternative resources that may be out there. Sometimes they can help you pay part of your rent.
Okay.
So you write your resources down. So we have medical.
Yeah, I really need to get that checked up on.
Have you gone for like a regular checkup?
I haven't been to get a pap smear probably within like 3 years.
What about the doctor that checks your blood work and makes your heart's okay, your lungs are all
I
right?
ain't been to that in probably
Okay.
5 years.
So it sounds like locating a primary care provider and then like an OBGYN doctor. And I'm sorry, did you tell me you don't have a Medicaid, right?
No, because usually, you know, when you're pregnant, they'll give you Medicaid. So, I mean, I was, getting like a checkup then, from my doctor. But now that he's older, they took that away from me. So I haven't been like following up or anything. I was trying to get a disability check, but I don't know if I told you, but I am bipolar, but I haven't been taking any meds or nothing like that. So.
So we can look into resources for insurance or free clinics. And from there, we'll try to get you your primary care, psychologist, OBGYN, all of those that you need help with. Okay? It's a process, and you got to be patient because sometimes it takes time to locate those things, and especially with the housing that we were talking about a while ago.
Okay.
But no, that's a good goal to start working on your overall health, and I guess the separate goal would be the housing one.
Okay.
So we can work it on that. All right. Well, you've got some good goals going on. Is there anything that you think will help you get to these goals? Anything that's helpful in your life, of strength for you?
Well, I would say sometimes I can, call my mother, like if I need something. Like sometimes if I'm in a bind, like she'll give me money here and there, or she'll watch the kids for me. But sometimes I think she gets tired of me asking her for like a bunch of things. And, so, I mean, her, and then probably I pray a lot. I try to pray a lot.
So having some family support from your mom is a strength. And being religious.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that type of person to go to church every Sunday, but I'll watch a little TV and watch, the pastor preach, and then I'll pray about it. Or I'll wear like you see this bracelet, like it has, different like like a Jesus and stuff. So like I'll do that and I'll pray about things. And it helps, but I feel like maybe I can be more involved too.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes being religious or spiritual is not just about going to church. It's like we say, the praying and believing that helps you out. And it sounds like that's something that helps you. And you can always look for a church and maybe find one that you like. And it doesn't mean you have to go all the time. But maybe if you're having a rough week.
Yeah, but I feel like when I do go to church sometimes, I feel like if I haven't gone in a while, how people look at you up and down and be like, oh, where's she been? And I can't get anybody got time for that. I like going to white churches. Like I feel like I can go in and go out. So something that's short and sweet.
Feel like you're more comfortable there?
Yeah.
All right, you can always try that, or just keep doing what you're doing. If that's been helping you and it's working for you, just keep on going for that. What about anything else that helps you? What about when you're angry now? Maybe when Chrissy's annoying you or upsetting you? Is there anything that helps you calm you down when you're feeling angry?
Well, I mean, I know I shouldn't probably say this. I have a question. So, if it's something I did in the past, are you going to hold it against me in the session?
Well, we could talk about anything. Remember, I was telling you that the only time it leaves here is if I feel like you're going to be a harm to yourself or somebody else or your child's in danger.
Well, and it wouldn't be, like what I would do, I would go over to my boyfriend's house and stuff, and, Chrissy wasn't in the home or anything, or a little out, but I would smoke marijuana, and it helped me out a lot. I'm trying to stop, and I have stopped because this whole CPS stuff, I don't want to, jeopardize my kids. And I don't know if I said this, but my kids are my strength too. I know it's a bad situation I'm in right now, but I love my kids, and I'll do anything for them. So they definitely keep me going.
Well, although the smoking marijuana was helpful, it's definitely something you want to try to stay away from with this case going on, and just for your overall health. So it'd be good if we kind of just look out for something that's a little more healthier coping skill.
Mm-hmm.
And, as we work together, we're going to find some that are there for you.
Okay.
And, good strength for you. Okay. So just to review, I have that your mom is supportive and that praying and believing is helpful and that you love your kids and that's what keeps you going every day.
Right.
All right. Well, we're making some good progress, so I think we have a lot to work on. So we got your goals, we got some strengths. Now we kind of got to implement a plan. Like, how are we going to make this work? So can you tell me, how do you feel like I can help you?
Well, sometimes when I have made goals in the past, like I'll make it, but I don't know how to like achieve it. I feel like I'll set a big goal, but when I do it, I just don't follow up on it, or it's too hard for me to do, so I just give up.
So you start doing it and you feel like, man, this is difficult, so you kind of quit.
Right.
All right. So when you have a lot of goals, it can be overwhelming. And the thing I always say to everybody is you got to take baby steps. You got to work your way up. So we can start with small goals. Okay?
Okay.
So we can plan on, like I said, we'll start with learning your triggers. So what we can do is when we meet, we can work on that first. So
what do you mean by triggers? Like, what does that mean?
Okay, sorry, I didn't explain that to you. So you know how you told me earlier, like when you're getting mad, you can feel it?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, sometimes when somebody starts to get mad, they start clenching their fist. Or other people, their palms start to sweat. Or their heart races. It's any little sign that tells you, oh, I'm about to get really upset.
Oh, okay.
I feel myself, my blood boiling.
Right. Okay.
Anything like that. So like when we identify those, it's going to be helpful. Because then, like if you know what your triggers are, you know when you're getting upset, then you'll know when can I use these coping skills that Nicole has taught me.
Okay.
We'll talk about when to use it and how to use them.
Okay.
But we're going to start slow. So we can start with maybe identifying 2 triggers. And we'll do it over the next 6 weeks. Okay. I'm writing everything down. That way, once we get this all together, I'll make you type it up nicely and make you a copy, and that way you can work with me together, go through everything, okay?
Okay.
And that way you know what the plan is. This is your plan. So if you see something that you don't agree with or you want to change, you let me know, because you're the one it's for. It's your life. Okay? So we'll identify 2 triggers over the next 6 weeks. And then once we identify them, we're going to work on what to do. And it's where the coping skills come in.
Okay.
We'll identify them and then we'll learn. How about learning, like, what do you think, 2 or 3 coping skills? That way you can pick what helps you. What do you think?
Let me do 2 for now. Because I feel like I'll be able to stick with that a little better.
Okay. All right. We're going to plan on working on identifying triggers, learning the couple coping skills to help with them. And that's going to help with the anger. But let's say you identified it, you used your coping skills, but that didn't work and you're still really upset.
Mm-hmm.
So how about working on something to help you when you're already angry? Like maybe some relaxation techniques.
Yeah, I think that would help.
I normally like to teach you like 3 different ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the deep breathing, which I know you're kind of iffy about that, but I still like to go over it with you and really teach you what it is, because some people don't really know and they don't know how to use it correctly. So if that's okay, I would like to teach you like a relaxation technique with deep breathing. And sometimes there's something called imagery. that's also helpful. That's imagining yourself somewhere else, somewhere, I always call it like your happy spot, and kind of just taking yourself away from what the immediate situation is to relax and calm down.
Like meditating.
It could be similar to that. We can add meditation to the list. Would you like to go into learning about that also?
Yeah, I can do that.
It is a relaxation technique. So deep breathing.
I also want to work out more too. I heard that helps.
It does. We can put that in your goals.
So just wait.
Working out. That's a good goal. Do you want? Sounds like it's a goal for you to get healthier overall.
Yeah, because I need to get my life together.
All right, so that's what we're going to do for the first thing with the triggers and the anger. And then I'm also going to put down working on social supports, which is meeting new friends and how to meet them. And we can just, like I said, start off slow, maybe identify some places that you might find interesting where you feel like you can meet a positive friend and a positive person in your life. Like you said, you don't want to go to the club and meet somebody. So we can talk about some different options. Again, the groups were a good idea that you said. It's a great place to meet people.
Okay.
Almost done. I know it's long, and it seems like a lot, but we're not going to do all this at once. We're going to take our time. Ultimately, I would say I like to give this all like 6 months and meet some of the goals a little bit at a time. So like the first one, we said 6 weeks. I think like developing social supports, that's something that's a longer process. I would say it's something we should probably work on for at least the next 3 to 4 months. What do you think?
Yeah, because I feel like friendship is something that's kind of sacred, and you just can't rush that because you got to learn if you mesh with that person. And sometimes I don't trust people, So, but I think just starting slow. So I agree with that.
Okay, so that'll be something over the next 3 to 4 months. So then we have the resources. You have plenty of things going on there. So it's probably going to take us the next 6 months to kind of go through each one a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tackle more than one, but a little bit each year.
Okay.
So up to 6 months for us to keep working on that. And what we can do is like maybe every other visit, we'll pick one thing to work on or 2 out of them.
Like, can you help me with that though?
Yeah, we'll do everything together. I'll help you get there. It's a process and it can be kind of frustrating and you may not know where to look. So one of the things I'm going to do is help you look for it. Like I can go to the housing website for you and we could fill out that application together. Especially, like I said, because it could be frustrating. We'll do it together.
Yeah.
And I have the laptop, so we'll sit here and just do it.
Okay.
And we'll have, that time just to focus on those things.
Okay.
And then move on from there, okay? So we'll also work on developing like a healthier lifestyle with your weight. I know that you've talked about like maybe working out, but what about eating healthier too?
So with that, I feel like, like sometimes I have to eat on a budget, and You know, when I go to the grocery store, sometimes I don't have enough money to get salad. Like, that's not going to be worth my time. You know, because I got to feed 3 people. And, you know, I have to just make do with what I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because the good food is this expensive food, like the
Right.
vegetables and the fruit. But we can look at maybe some healthier options and ways to get that accomplished. Um, we can add that onto the resources because sometimes there's community gardens and you can get food for free, like the free
Okay.
vegetables. You can do some volunteer work there and get it for free, or you can just go and tell them you're in need and they'll help you.
Mhm.
And then also the food bank sometimes holds a farmer's market where you can get things discounted. Could be good for you and the children to have some more vegetables and fruit in your life and eat healthier
Yeah.
and do that as a family.
I think I would like that because I want my kids to be as healthy as they can. I know sometimes they'll get a good meal in school, but you know when they come home, I want to be able to provide that for them too.
All right, like healthier food options and ways to get that. All right, well, it sounds like we got a plan. So I'm gonna type this all out and get it to you, and that way you can have a copy, and like I said, we can work on it together. Now, again, this is your treatment plan. If you feel like something's not working for you, stop me and let me know. We can revise this and make some changes. Or if you change your mind and feel like we need to do something else, stop me again and we can revise it and work on it. We have a lot of good things to work on, and I think overall it's going to benefit you and it's going to benefit your children and be helpful. You know, any questions about anything? What do you concerns?
I don't have any much concerns. Is my caseworker gonna see this?
This is between us here. The only way they can see it is if they request your records and you say, yeah, they can look at this. But this is something that's good to show them that we're working on things and making progress.
Okay.
Of course, just let me know. If we do give it to them, you'd have to sign off on it too. So it wouldn't be without you
Okay,
knowing.
so
You'd have to agree to that.
Okay.
Again, it's if you're at harm, the children are at harm, when I have to disclose things.
Okay.
Now this is, the CPS is sitting here, so if they ask me, are you coming? Is Michelle showing up? I have to say yes or no. Is Michelle making progress with her plan? I have to say yes or no. Okay? All right, so we could start working on some of this next week. If you can have about that hour, hour and a half to meet with me.
I'm free next Wednesday after 12. Do you have a 2 o'clock?
I have a 2:30.
Okay, I can do 2:30.
So put you down for Wednesday at 2:30. Is Erin, I think it'd be a good idea to start with the triggers, if that's okay, for our first session together. We're
Okay.
really going over stuff. Today, you know, it's been more getting to know each other, planning, and seeing what we can work on.
Okay.
So we'll do that Wednesday at 2:30, and we'll start working on maybe some of those triggers to help with your anger. All right. Well, thank you for coming in. I'm glad you had some patience with me. It's a long day, and we'll work on it next week, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.